Remember the good old days when men used to stand up so that women could sit down? Look at that. All the women are standing. And all, what?
And right there at the end was around the time that one of the guys got tired of her shaming all the men on the subway. She's a writer, so after this happened, she went and wrote an entire article about her experience. This woman is a conservative Cuban American. She identifies as Euro Caribbean, and off the rip, I cannot help but notice that she is one of those older millennials, hit the wall a long time ago, in no man's land, no marriage, no relationship, and it's very, very clear that she is out of time. Now, she started the article out by talking about how one of her friends, she had been victimized by a coworker or a manager, a male coworker. It had something to do with unwanted advances. It was a big ordeal, and she said it was really, really serious. So she hopped on the subway to go meet up with her friend. On the subway, she noticed that none of the men got up for the women to sit down, besides one guy, and as you can see, there is a woman sitting down. But she decided that she wants to pull out her camera to rant about how none of the men will get up out of their seats for all of the women to sit down. That last guy that she panned around and you saw on the camera, he smacked her phone and said that he didn't want to be recorded. She was able to catch that before the video went off, but when the video went off, there was a lot of commotion because she said that she wanted to report him for doing that. He did not want to be reported, so to avoid that, he tried to offer her his seat. She refused his seat, but she kept ranting. She literally tried to start chaos on this train. So much so that she ended up getting into an argument with a woman who was basically telling her to pipe it down. That woman that she got into a verbal altercation with on the train happened to be another Hispanic woman as well. And I believe that other lady, she just jumped in because she got tired of this lady bothering everybody. It's just always so funny to me how they start stuff with people, they instigate things, and then they turn everything around and flip it as if they are victims. That's how she wrote this article. Here's the title. Take a look at it. And in that article, she spoke on how it was just so crazy how she was on her way to save her friend from a situation. And while on the train headed to her friend, she found herself in a situation that she needed to be saved from. Went into whole victim mode. Well, all she had to do was get herself on that train with her bang and ride in peace. But no, she wanted to shame somebody into giving her a seat. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not one of those women going around complaining about how chivalry is dead and how men are not courteous to women and all this other stuff, or they won't protect women. That's because I'm a woman and I'm under a man, my man. And when women are uncovered and you don't have the covering of a man, you're gonna always feel unsafe. Let me repeat that. Women who are not under the covering of a man, I'm talking about those women who are walking around uncovered, you're gonna always feel unsafe. Women who are disrespectful or rude or nasty to people, whether it's to men or even other women, your energy is gonna be matched. So even if I'm out alone, I still get treated with respect because I treat everybody else with respect. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. It could be a homeless person on the street. It's easy to be respectful or courteous to a distinguished person, but even how you treat a person on the street. And this is why a lot of relationships don't work. This is why a lot of people find themselves in crazy situations, because people just don't have decency. They don't have respect. And I'm sorry, but there is no femininity course that could teach you that. Women should already be like that. That should be instilled in you. You had to be raised like that. It's a shame that women have to be taught how to be a woman in their 30s and 40s. Now back to Miss Lady with the bangs. It's apparent she's a feminist. I would like to think she's a chameleon. I do believe her views are conservative, but this woman is still a feminist. And that seems to be the trend now with the older millennials. They're in no man's land, they don't have a husband, and then they get on the internet and make it seem like they are not a feminist and they're totally against everything that the feminist woman stand for. But when you look in their real lives, they're uncovered. Like, there's no way this woman right here can really believe some of the things that she's saying in this video I'm about to play for you guys. There's no way she really believed that, and yet she's uncovered. A woman who is really aligned with that, she would have had a husband years ago. But this is what they do when they run out of options, they run out of time, and then they start faking.
Dear feminists, would you please stop ruining our society? Good men matter. Good men have a valuable and necessary role in any society, including ours. Good men provide safety and security for their families and their communities. They give their male children an example to model. And they provide their female children with standards that they're going to need as they mature and choose spouses of their own. They are excellent at problem solving and innovation. They are skilled engineered and physically endowed to build the infrastructures that we all depend on. They put themselves in harm's way to ensure the safety of our nation and our communities. I could go on. A society without good men, without strong men, cannot survive. And yes, there are men out there who are predators. But guess what? The best defense against a predator is a good, strong man. But your constant male bashing has disincentivized good men from being good.
Says the lady who bashed every man on a subway because she and other women didn't have a place to sit. It's their behavior that caused all of this in the first place. But let's continue.
This serves no one. It's gotten to the point that good men are afraid of opening a door for a woman, of standing up so that a woman can take a seat, or of doing anything nice that good men usually do. This literally is ruining society for the rest of us. Stop. If you feel the need to continue to male bash, if you feel the need to rile against men when they do kind and courteous things, why don't you just wear a pin or a t-shirt to let these men know who you are so that they know who we are. We appreciate good men. Stop ruining it for the rest of us.
And even though she said all of those things, her disdain for men is seeped out throughout the whole PSA. She kept saying good men, because deep down she's a feminist. And she believes that generally men are bad. So that's why she kept emphasizing good men. And I bet if I ask this woman directly, what makes a man good? I'm sure it's going to be something kind of like what Keri Hilson said. A man can get a submissive woman if he provides emotional security. Vague, ambiguous terms like that really don't have a clear definition. So they could redefine it day by day as their mood or their feelings change. But at the end of the day, this whole PSA is really too late for this. You have all of these old millennials now who talk down on men, who disrespected men. Now they're in no man's land and they realize they ran out of options and they need a man. And they're trying to fool men, just like this woman, to make it seem like she's on their side, just to try to attract one, but it never works. You know why it never works for these fake women? With this fake femininity, it never works, because when you get into real life, in the real world, and you have to show who you really are one-on-one with a man, they fail every single time. And they are responsible for all of this stuff in the first place. The younger millennials like myself at one point looked up to the older millennials. You even have Gen Z who are being led by the mottos of these older millennials. After they have messed up our entire generation of women and the generation underneath us, now they want to come around like this lady right here and act like there's someone else, when it's evident by the absence of her husband, by the fact that she's walking around uncovered, that she's still the same person despite her PSA. And even within her PSA and her article that she wrote, this is another example of a chameleon. Want to see more content like this? Hit up the Cash App. The link is below in the description. Make sure you support this channel. Ladies, fellas, you want to hear a balanced analysis on topics like this? Make sure you subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.